It's a sporty vinyl top coupe in Bolero red, a 1967 Chevrolet Nova SS for Supersport belonging to Glenn Nielsen of Newtown, Connecticut. He got the Nova in May 2019, but it wasn't an easy acquisition.
So I had sold another car and always loved these cars.
The Nova was discovered during an internet search.
The guy was in Chicago. His name was Wayne. He put it up on Bring a Trailer. I called him immediately. I said, oh, still original motor, still the original transmission. I said, I'd like to buy the car. And he said, it's no longer for sale.
Having owned it for 28 years, the seller simply couldn't part with it. But a connection was made.
He would contact me once a month and ask me if I'm still interested. I'd keep asking him if today was the day he was going to sell it. And he kept saying no. And then finally one day, I guess it's 4.5 years ago now, he contacted me and said, I'm ready to sell.
It was a case of patience paying off.
He had emotional ties to the car, and I got it. And I just asked him that, if the time comes, please give me the first chance at it. And he said, well, it's got flaws. I said, that's okay. I said, and if it means something to you, I'm going to bring it back to original. So you can rest assured that I'm going to take care of this car. And we still talk today.
Since getting it, Nielsen has worked to make it original, eliminating some of the mods made by the previous owner, removing the headers, and changing the exhaust.
The body, panels, and everything were in great shape. It was just very dull. He actually had the car painted in 1983. That's the last time this car's had a paint job. But it was just scuffed and dull. And so we cleaned that up. According to the codes on the car needed a vinyl top. It didn't have one on it. I asked him about that. He said he hated it, so he ripped it off. So we put it back on. And that very first year was during COVID. And we decided, okay, that first winter, we're going to pull this motor. It had a bunch of oil leaks, and it was fine, but we were just going to clean it up and put it back in the car. Except we pulled it out and the motor mount was broken, and we got rid of the headers and the exhaust. We started to clean it up and I painted it, and we went to go put it back in the car and found out that the crank bolt was snapped in half. So that sort of derailed the project for a little while.
Nielsen also had a Nova as a teenager, which sparked his affection for the model.
I like the old-time look of these cars. I like the style of these cars, and so I wanted to be as original as possible.
The 1967 Chevrolet Nova Supersport was the top-of-the-line version of the brand's Chevy 2 model. The second generation was only built for the 1966 and 1967 model years. The Nova SS has its original 327 cubic inch V8 engine and 4-speed manual transmission, which is a rarity. The
4-speed cars in '67, they made less than 2,000 of. So a lot more automatics were made in '67 than there were 4-speeds.
It sure is an eye-catcher out on the road.
It's not a perfect car, right? It's not a daily driver. It's weekends and fun with my friends and going out to car shows and hearing stories of people who had these as kids and loved them or wished they had never gotten rid of them.
That's Ride Connecticut. I'm Bud Wilkinson, and please subscribe to Ride Connecticut's YouTube channel.